What's up, guys? So in this tutorial we're going to be covering how to add titles, how to uh, you know lower the audio or lower the volume on the audio, how to add some different transitions, and we're going to be working with new files, and we're going to organize those particular files. So right here, I already have my Adobe Premiere open. Just remember that the first thing you need to do, remember the first thing you need to do when you click on new project is to make sure you go to browse, choose the place you're going to save it at, and then give it a specific title. That is very important. And then just go ahead and open it up. From here, I'm going to go ahead and go over to my little three arrows right here and head over to my projects. Then I'm going to double click to import media. And once I import, I'm going to head over to the data zoo. And so here I have animal footage. And I'm going to go ahead and select those by holding shift and click import. Wait that to get inside. And then so I have all my files right here, and before I import the rest of it, I'm actually going to click on this one that says new bin, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and I'm going to title this animal footage and select all of these guys and put them inside that folder. So what that's going to allow me to do is to have this just a little bit more organized. Then I'm going to double click and head over to my random recording of students, and actually if you click on the folder itself you can import it and it will already be inside a folder in Adobe Premiere. So I'm just gonna wait for that part to go ahead and get imported. And so one of the things that some of you were making a mistake on was starting your timeline. And so the reason why some of you were making a mistake was because of this particular thing, and I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to double click on the last thing, and I'm just going to import the music and go ahead and put new folder and just call this audio and put the song in there. So what a lot of you were doing was you were grabbing this song and bringing it over here and starting your sequence just like that. Now the reason why this is not correct, and as you can see right here your sequence now starts there, the reason why this is not correct is because remember when you import your videos over, it's grabbing the information from this video. You notice right here that it says 23.97 frames per second, and the bit rate over here, and it's also captured at 1080p and all that. Right here 1920 by 1080p. All this information is being brought over when you import your video. So when you import the audio, that information is not there because audio does not have any video included. So what we need to do is delete it from there and grab this sequence that was created and delete it. Make sure you always start with a particular video. Now everything will be the same, and right here you can just retitle this one and call it Day at the Zoo, and I would just leave it there and just delete this one. So now that we have this, we have some animal footage, we have some audio and random recordings of students. So I'll just go ahead and bring my audio now. I'll bring it over because we already have the actual sequence, Day at the Zoo, and go ahead and play that real quick. Alright, perfect. So now I'm gonna just double click here and start looking at some of these shots, and so the goal here that we want to achieve is to go ahead and create a nice video that goes with this song. Again, the song is about this one's actually almost 4 minutes long, but it ends right around 3:30, so you just make 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the video, right? So our goal is to create like a nice day at the zoo kind of video. So let me go ahead and play this.
They can smell it. Ready? Drop it. Oh, hold up, they're going somewhere else. Never mind. Drop it over here. Okay.
Oh, he missed it.
It's still there. It's still there, honey. It's still there. Oh, I hate him.
Huh. So that's a pretty cool shot right here where the fish is eating this thing right here. So I'm going to start this right around here and then just bring this over this way. So I'm not going to go through the entire video to try to recreate it, but what I am going to do is show you how you can start your song and end your song and how you can put some different transitions in that title. So the very first thing here that I want to do is add a title. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go, okay guys, so in yours, you're going to see up here somewhere where it says sequence markers, you're going to see one that says titles, and you're going to go to new title. In mine, I actually have to go over here to new, and then I have to go to legacy title. But once you click new title, you'll get this little window. And this window, it's going to ask you to name it. So I'm just going to put here intro, because this is going to be the intro title. And so then you get this window. And in this window, you're going to be able to type out your stuff, mess around with your stuff, and do all that. So what I'm going to do here is just grab the letter T and title this Day at the Zoo. And then grab my move tool. And this is just going to be, you know, kind of like Photoshop, I guess, or Illustrator, where you can kind of mess around with this, hold shift and do all that, and choose where to put your title. Now, every once in a while, you're going to add a title, and you're going to notice that, you know, your background is something from your video. So the reason why is because wherever this little blue line is, which is your timer line, wherever that line is whatever you're going to see here. But don't worry about it. That's not your actual background as of yet. Your background is always going to be transparent unless you fill it in with a solid and you put it a different color. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave it as blank. And I'm going to just choose a different font. So select it. And let's see here. I'll go with this one. It looks pretty cool. Day at the Zoo. And then from here, I'm just gonna, well, let's go ahead and go over it. So we have, you know, typing tool, pen tool if you want to draw stuff, shapes if you want to draw some shapes. So if you wanted to, you could do like a little line right here or something like that and just put that line underneath. Day at the Zoo, right? You also have like a bunch of features over here on the side. So when you select this, you can change your fonts. You can change the style. You can make the font bigger. You can make this be stretched out. You can make it so that you have space in between your letters. Like all these little features, it's really just about you like messing around with it and seeing what they do and what you can come up with and stuff like that. You can change the color if you wanted to. You know, you can, I'll leave it as white 'cause I'd rather have white. The opacity, you can add a stroke. So let's say you wanted to add an outer stroke and you want to make the stroke green or something. You can also make the stroke a lot bigger. You know, there's different features, right? I'll remove the stroke. So it's all a matter of playing around with it. And then we also have some like little pre-made templates down here that if you just select it, it automatically makes that template for you or whatever. But I'm just gonna go back to the way I had it right there. And so once you finally have something that you like, all you do is you close it, and that's it. Then right here, you'll notice that now you have one that says intro. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a new folder. I'm gonna call it titles. I'm gonna put the intro inside it. There we go. And move titles outside of animals. Let's see here. And it's not going to let me, but it's okay. Well, for now, we'll leave it there. So intro, we can drag intro up here. Notice we can put it in like video 2 or video 3. And then we have our little intro right here. And so from here, we can go over to our effects, go to video transitions. And so last time I told you just to use cross dissolve, but we actually have a lot of stuff that we can play around with here. And now's the time for you guys to like get creative or whatever, but I'll go ahead and put gradient wipe right there, click OK and see what that does. So that looks pretty cool. And then I'll maybe put like a little center split down here. There you go. And then I'll go ahead and add maybe a cross dissolve to this video right here. There you go. And so as you can see, that was quite a bit of information right there with your title. So let's go ahead and go over the title sequence again. So I'll go back to my project panel, just click in titles and go to, well, you'll go to your title area that's at the top, but I'll go here and I'll title it second title. Click OK. And I'm gonna go ahead and always remember the reason why it looks like that is because my blue line's on top of here, but I'm gonna go ahead and type Day at the Zoo with Harmony TV. Control A and put Caviar Dreams, I like that one. And I want to put it down here and then just close it. Then I'm going to bring second title and I'll put it right here. Make it a little smaller. Go to my effects, go to transitions. Maybe add some cross dissolve right here and a cross dissolve over here. Maybe make it just a little bit bigger. And let's play it again. And so there you go. That's how you add titles. And now, say you were done with your project, but the music's not done. So I'm going to grab my razor tool, and I'm just going to cut the song right there. Go over to my selection tool and delete the rest of this video. Under audio transitions, we have crossfades. And we have what's called constant gain, which will pick up the power, and then exponential fade, which will lower the power. So I'm just going to put that right here. Click on this one and maybe make it a little bit longer. And the audio stops. So exponential fade is to lower the audio at the end of a video or something like that. So that could be very useful at times if you need to use it. So what I want you guys to work on now is the 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the song with all the video clips that we have here for the Day at the Zoo. And I want you guys to come up with something creative using some cool transitions. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for titles. I'm looking for an intro transition and an outro transition. So I don't want it to just start. I don't want to see this, you know. Let me grab this video and put it up here. I don't want to see this. Or I don't want to see this. Let me hide this one. You see, I want to see something like this. So go to Effects, Video Transition, Cross Dissolve, and notice the difference. Now it fades in instead of it just popping in. You know what I mean? So an intro transition, an outro transition, and some transitions in between. So like right here, it just goes black. So we can maybe add something cool here and play around with it. Iris box. Let's see what this one does. There you go. So, and so I want to see titles and intro and outro. I want to see some transitions in between, and I want you to like make something cool that, you know, looks good with all these videos. Make sure you don't include the entire video by itself, so look for the parts that work. So for example, here we can maybe cut it right there. And then cut it right here and bring this video in next. Now, here's a little tip for some of you that want to maybe slow down videos. If you right click on the video, you have this what's called speed and duration. And the speed is always set to 100. Anything lower than 100 will slow it down, and anything higher than 100 will speed it up. So let's go ahead and put this one down to 50. And you notice how it got longer. So I'm going to go ahead and play that part. Yeah, so slow motion, right? Let me go ahead and remove the exponential fade and make the song long again. And now I'm going to bring the same video again, put it at regular speed, and then bring the same video again and put this one at 200. And let's see how that looks. So there you go, slow, regular speed, and then fast speed. And you guys can play around with that. So hopefully this tutorial has kind of helped you to figure how to do something cool with this. And then once you're done with your video, you will go to File, you will go to Export, Export Media. As always, remember to click on these little blue lines. Also make sure it's set to H.264. These blue lines will determine where you're going to save it. So Day at the Zoo, click Save, and then make sure this is set to 6 and 9, and then click Export. And